Hello, let me tap the class. Or am I invisible? Do y'all not see me at all? Do y'all not see the things that are happening around me, what I'm going through? Do y'all not see it? Or y'all choosing not to speak on it? Am I invisible? I don't know. Or am I just simply in the wrong room?
Come to the place where the real ones learn. Lessons from the life and the tables turn. Where university. We rise, we build, we earn.
What up, y'all? This is, I guess, a vulnerable joint. I was playing this game. I think I told y'all about it. It was called Idle Guy. I told y'all about it. Those of you that come back and watch. It's called Idle Guy. And it got me to thinking, like, I mastered the game in like a week and a half. And it showed that it was like, and it's not like a comparison thing, but like as I was going, it shows like how many people are playing the game and like where you rank among the people. And in like a week and a half, I got into the top 1% of this game. Cause it's like systems, right? It's just a system. And I figured out the system. But it got me to thinking, why is life so hard to figure out? Like, and I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of like my channel, right? Because all this shit is just a system at the end of the day. But it's like I'm thinking about it, I'm pivoting and all of these different things, but nothing's working. Seemingly, I was able to see where I needed to pivot in the game and where attention would go, that, you know, the energy would flow, all that stuff. It was very, very easy. And it's always been easy for me to figure out a system, but it's like the system of life, which I'm recognizing right now. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I've always understood life as a system or as a game that we playing really at the end of the day. But it wasn't until recently that I started realizing that it was a system at all, right? So it got me to thinking deeper about how I was able to do all this stuff. Like I got to like $500 trillion made in this game, right? And it really, you know, it's a game, but the system is essentially the same shit when it comes to investing, banking, the way that you treat money, relationships. It was all these different things in the game that I just intuitively knew how to do, but it's like trying to figure this shit out is real hard. And it got me thinking, like, is this thing on? Or like, am I invisible here? Like, for real. So the key was patterns. Like I recognized the patterns in which the game was flowing. Very, very easy and very, very early. Not a thing to like I like to win games. You know, you like when you playing games on your phone, you have like in-app purchases. I get my validation and satisfaction out of being able to cruise through the game without ever having to buy an in-app purchase or anything like that. I used to do it all the time with games, trying to skip to the end. But there's something about now while I'm playing these different games that it's like, of course I don't want to just be spending money on frivolous apps and shit, but at the end of the time, it was a deeper thing. Like you need to be able to conquer this from start to finish because there's steps that you have to learn along the way, right? So that's kind of what got me paying attention to systems and in turn got me thinking about like posting, because posting becomes very tedious. It was a time where I was posting like once a week. Then I got to a point where I started trying to post a little more frequently. I used to always schedule all my posts. Now I got to the point where it's like I'm just putting them out when I do them. Like even with this one, like I just recorded this and now it's out. Like I recorded it, edited it, and now I put it out because I'm still trying to figure out this system. But it was like me paying attention to the patterns, like I said, that got me to this way of thinking about that. Because it's like the content is good. I have a great message. I know my target audience, but why I'm not hitting them is the part that's like, yo, what the fuck is really going on here, right? And see, this is where it becomes tricky because you figure out the game fast and then you start comparing it like, well, why can't I figure out this? Because, and it's only if you understand that the correlation of the game and life are one and the same at the end of the day. There's nothing different to it when you really, really think about it. One is a game and there's nothing tangible that's going to come from it, but it's your ability to be able to figure out this game level by level, which is the same thing with life. When you think about life, it's all about levels, or at least that's what I've picked up on it. You know, especially when it stops being about emotion and all the things that you think matter. And like I said, this is a real time example of it, because this is vulnerable for me to be able to get on here after I got 200 plus channels. I got people hating on me, telling me I ain't shit, all kinds of shit, right? That's a reality of what goes on. So that's the noise that I have to block out to still understand that I still got to get to this level. And the crazy part is, it's funny that I'm referencing the Idol Guy, which is a video game, but this shit started back in the day when I played Mario Brothers. I remember getting a Nintendo. It was like 1985, 1986. I'm all 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever. And playing Mario Brothers, and you go through the level, and I remember the level is hard. Level 1-1. When I'm a little boy, it's hard. It's the Goombas, it's the turtles, it's the ditches you can fall in, and all these different challenges that come while you're trying to scale the level. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like in real time trying to figure this level out while having to deal with all these different things that are happening all around me. Car breaking down, phone being off, motherfuckers talking shit, like all kinds of shit. So it's like, just to show you, I'm being vulnerable about what's happening in real time, trying to figure this shit out. Because there were parts in the game where it was like, I'm thinking about it like I'm handling, at a time, it was like I was handling millions of dollars, right? And it's like, I got the millions. Should I be comfortable? Should I be satisfied? But the game was ever evolving. So with me figuring out the systems, it's like, all right, I'm about to dump everything I have into this. And it was like, for me taking that risk and taking that chance, then my money just kept growing and kept growing to the point where I got to, I went from nothing to hundreds to thousands, to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands, to millions to tens of millions, so forth and so on, all the way up to hundreds of trillions of dollars in this game. So it's like figuring that out while in the chaos, because even in the game, there are a million distractions that could catch you. You got women that you got to court. Different people are coming with different ideas and things of that nature that you can get caught up with, because it's like building yourself to this grand scale of a person. Like, you become a world leader at the end of the game, right? And you own all kinds of stock, you own all kinds of company, you own all kinds of property, you own all kinds of islands and all these different things. So this is all that you have to put into, but it's crazy because there is a part that gets a little, and I think that's where I'm at in real life. I've reached that part in the game too, right? So here's the part. I get to the end of the game, or what seems to be the end of the game, because I've pretty much maxed out everything that I could do, right? But at the end of the game, there's still this one little tab that says, become a game developer, right? So I'm thinking about it like, well, why isn't the option of it opening up for me? Like, what's happening here at this part of the system? I got all the money, I got all the accolades, I got everything the game could offer. Now it's this one part of the game that I could go into to even expand more that is stopping me at. It's kind of like feeling unseen on YouTube. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm looking at it like I've done all the things. Like I've posted constantly. I've pivoted the content. I've gone from losing channels to build it. Like, my last channel was monetized, and then if you go to this channel and you look at the number of videos that I've done, my last channel got monetized way before this. So it's like, now I'm back in the grind, and it's like to constantly be doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and still feel unseen can do something to you psychologically. It really can, if you let it though. Because it definitely does something to me psychologically, for sure. I'm not trying to sit here and act like I got it figured out. That's why I'm making the video, because it's like, I know my content is great, so why aren't people seeing it? You know what I mean? Like, why am I only getting 8 views here, or 15 views here, or 25 views here? And you know, the type of videos, like I got the video about the watch that I got, that they sent me to review. That joint got almost 1,000 views, but how did it do it? Like, how do I figure this system out? So that's what we're uncovering, or that's what I look to uncover in this series that I'm putting together. Like, I decided to do this because it's like, I'm tired of talking about the things that I've gone through, because I know what I'm going through. And a lot of you that watch me more consistently, you understand what I've been through. And those that are going to catch on, they'll get to watch all this stuff behind. But it's like, what's happening right now in real time is where I'm at and what I'm trying to solve. So I feel like I would bring y'all into the world of me trying to solve this puzzle, this system, this piece to move to the next level, right? And I think this is the part where I'm kind of figuring it out a little more. And I want y'all to let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I want y'all to know, I want y'all to let me know, am I invisible? Do y'all see me? Do y'all hear me talking? Do y'all understand what I'm trying to convey with my channel? Like, these are real questions that I have for you guys. Let me know in the comments. And, you know, in summation for this episode, I think what is happening in real time for me is that I'm not necessarily, well, I understand this from a fundamental space. It's not me. Like, a lot of people will use what the outside looks like to determine their worth as a person. Like, some things are just out of your control, no matter how dope you are or no matter how shitty you are, right? We'll use both sides of the spectrum. Some of these things you can just never account for. Like, I couldn't account for my car breaking down, you know, and then everything I do is from the muscle. I don't go to a job or anything like that. This is how I live, selling shirts and doing my content. Like, this is what I've decided to do, my nonprofit. So if things aren't clicking all together with that stuff, like, I had to learn that it'll affect other stuff. Nothing to do with me or who I am, right? I mean, it'll have something to do with you from a standpoint of, all right, put in more effort or do this or do that. But like, the things you can't control, It has nothing to do with who you are or where you sit at a particular time, because everybody has a problem, right? Like, even the people with the most money in the world got a problem that need to be solved. So you got to understand, problems don't dictate worth. So I had to come to that point. So that's the starting point of this. But the next point is, the next point brings me back to my original question. Is this thing on? Hello, let me tap the glass. Or am I invisible? Do y'all not see me at all? Do y'all not see the things that are happening around me, what I'm going through? Do y'all not see it? Or y'all choosing not to speak on it? Am I invisible? I don't know. Or am I just simply in the wrong room?